Happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday! There's a fly in here, damn it. Can I say damn it the first day? Who cares? I don't get ad revenue from this. I mean, I can. I just don't typically set it up for that. I will say the shorts have been giving me a little bit of pocket change, though. Isn't that crazy? Shorts make me more money than TikTok ever does. I feel like YouTube gives more money for that stuff. Anyways, I don't even use it for that reason. Anyways, I use it for reach. How are you? It is get out of here, you stupid ass fly. Leg focused strength day. Well, yeah, we're gonna say leg focused strength day because there's a few, but one's kind of a legs and back, and you know how it goes. Anyways, it is going to be a reverse lunges kind of day. I'm actually not gonna do very heavy today. I am sore as all shit. It's definitely past that mark now. I should be able to say what I want to say. But yeah, I have I think what I'm going to start doing, this is something I tried this weekend, but I'm going to start implementing a sprinting day. Because as you may know, if you've been keeping up with the series, I strained my hamstring pretty good it's about 3 months ago now, I think. And I did it sprinting, and so I want to get back into it because I haven't been training the sprinting at all, which I really wasn't training much back then anyways. I did a video that's going to be posted later this week. It's actually going to be posted next week, of me trying to recreate my 40 time, right? My 40-yard dash time, which when I was a fat kid, 284 pounds, dude, this is impressive for that weight. I gotta say, it's pretty impressive for that weight still. A 5'4" 40 at 284 pounds. That was kind of mint, So my form was also a lot better then too. I had to, anyways, recreating that stance, I could tell, like when I was watching myself in the video, when I recorded myself doing the 40-yard dash, my freaking form looked atrocious. So I need to get back into training those. So those will be different workouts. I definitely need to vlog one of those for you guys. It's just that it's a pretty busy day when I do it on those days. I'll have to figure out when I'm going to do it. I guess I can do it either on Saturday or Sundays. But they're effing me up. I can definitely feel my every bit of my legs. Actually, it kind of put a lot of stress on my knee on my right side or my left side. So I need to kind of work on warming up pretty good. It's gradually gotten better, but like, yeah, it was super tight. I'm super tight. Like the bottom of my feet are tight. I can feel my plantar fascia. And so I need to do a lot of foam rolling and opening up. But that being said, as far as the cut goes, we're pretty damn on par. We had a refeed day last week, and I'm at 226 I think it was 226.8. I should have wrote it down. Definitely 226 though. The goal I want to try and shoot for by Friday is to get down to 225. So we'll see how that goes. We're at 2,400 calories, which is pretty damn low for someone at my weight and my activity level. So, yes, we may be burning a little bit of muscle, but if I implement the refeed days appropriately, we should be good. Those refeed days also help. I don't care what anyone says. I think a big reason I have been able to gain so much muscle without the use of any kind of PEDs or anything like that is mainly just because I've always implemented refeed days and cheat days, which is, don't get me wrong, it makes the struggle of cutting a lot longer and a lot tougher. But you have so much more fuel to use in your workouts. And it definitely, I keep this in mind, guys. Like my abs are starting to come back out. My muffin top's starting to disappear. I'm 225, I'm natural, and I'm 6 foot tall. So I can't complain too much with that, man. I really can't, especially if my goal is to really for functionality. I don't plan on being a bodybuilder like huge, Fuck that, I hate that. I don't like that feeling. It slows you down so much, and that's not the feel I'm going for. Like, that's the thing. You can't keep that up when you're like 40 and 50 at all. At all. Like, your body can't take that. Your heart can't take that. I mean, dude, that's just, you'd have to be, like, people think that just cutting the body fat off and being 240, 250 pounds, if you're super lean, that you won't have, like, these, like, you know, terrible cardio or feeling out of breath or whatever the case may be. But it's not the case, dude. Like, you're still moving around a lot of freaking weight, and that's why you're breathing so much. Now, not to say it won't be as bad for sure, but it's still, guys, that there's a reason that, like, that's still considered obese. It's because it's still, as far as your heart's concerned, that your heart still has to output that much work, right? So it is a thing, like, as you age, you don't want as much muscle mass. It actually does put your heart at a disadvantage, because your heart has to work twice as hard to pump to your body, and especially when we're talking about water intake involved there, and how hard it is to maintain that high of a water intake, sustain that kind of body, to make sure the heart's not working that hard. That's something that's going to be hard to handle. Whereas I say that, I don't know, man. My resting heart rate, I haven't checked it actually in a while. I need to recheck it. But the last time I checked my resting heart rate, it was like anywhere between like 45 to 50. Let's say 45 to 55, which is low even for like, I mean, that's low for a regular, like, small person. So I don't know. There's a lot of research on that. But that being said, you know, most of those guys aren't doing a ton of cardio. But anyways, you know, I'm going on a rant here. Being overweight's not great. You know, as the main point I want to get to is, like, as you age, you definitely want to make sure you're dropping weight. Like, I don't know if I'll ever be below 200. Oh, probably. If I'm like 80, I'll try and go below 200, you know? But, like, that's the thing. You don't want to be, like, super huge all your life. It's a lot. There's stress to it. Trust me, I've been 284 pounds, and, you know, I was a fat bastard. But that being said, you know, it's not something I would ever want to go back to. And even, like, you know, I got it back up to, like, I think the highest I got was 240, and I stayed below 20% body fat. But, like, it just felt awful. And that's not necessarily a bad body. That's a healthy body fat percentage. But it's just, like, I definitely felt that weighing on me. So I don't want that at all. I would rather be, like, I'd like to float between, like, 215 to 225. The goal right now is 215. So we'll see what we're looking at by then. But anyways, I need to get inside, get these lunges going, get extremely warmed up, and then we'll get the hell after it. So we are going to definitely deload today. I can tell when I'm doing any kind of movements with this leg, any kind of, like, pressing motion like that. There's a few different things, but it all comes down to the fact that, like, I've been kind of needing to deload for some time now. We've been going pretty hard as far as the heavy weight training, and, you know, we're still recovering from that injury. I want to really use this time, like, while we're still cutting, because obviously I can still do this while cutting as long as I'm, like, you know, still weight training. And what deloading just means, we're going to kind of increase the reps, or we're going to, you know, specifically today I was talking to you guys about how, like, my knee was hurting me, right? I can definitely feel it when I'm doing these, and it's not anything to be of concern. I just don't want it to be something of concern, you know what I mean? So we're only going to do 2 more sets of 5 on each side. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a little sample of what I'll do with my clients for a lot of their full body workouts, especially for my people who are trying to only get, like, a 45-minute workout in. That's all the time you have. Still plenty of time, more than enough time for a full body workout. So this would be a good time to show you guys a little bit more of a deload for me. So what we're going to be doing is, obviously I've already done, I think, 4 sets of this, 3 sets of this. We're going to do 2 more. And then everything else we do today is going to be 2 sets of 25. So very high volume at one time, but also, like, something that you can hit really quick. And it's not designed to necessarily just, like, spam on one muscle group. It's designed to be like, pretty much telling your muscles, hey, there's a reason you need to stay here and not disappear, right? So that way the protein can do its job, the diet can do its job, the sleep can do its job, and you recover and you keep that muscle but shred that fat. And hopefully, if you go hard enough, you know, if you're eating enough, you know, protein, depends on how well you're doing with your diet. There's a lot of factors at play, but some people can actually gain muscle while they're shredding fat, depending on how serious you take things. But 5 on each side. So it's my It is my left leg here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one right off the bat. Oh, and we're doing step-ups, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I might be out of frame. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, this one, it's something I can definitely tell I can do, but I don't want to go above this weight. You know what I mean? That one actually didn't feel too bad. It's like it's also kind of warming up. I can tell it's like it's a IT band tightness kind of issue. You know what I mean? On the outside of my left knee, which is probably, again, when you guys watch me do that sprint video, use that for reference. Like, you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's a reason there's a certain form to sprinting. But it's not just that. It's what that made me realize when I watched that is that it made me realize how much my anterior pelvic tilt, and let's be honest, probably the fear of re-injuring that hamstring on the opposite side. But those are definitely affecting my athleticism. And the number one way we're gonna work on treating that anterior pelvic tilt is to make sure we are stretching the hip flexors. These are incredibly tight for me, like mainly because of all the kickboxing. You guys know I'm doing that all the time. Like every other day I'm doing that hard, aggressively, and I'm doing jump rope. And then of course, you know, not to mention what I just did. So like the hip flexors are incredibly tight. I need to stretch those out, and more importantly, I need to foam roll those out. And then what we're gonna do with the glutes and the hamstrings is we have to focus on strengthening those up, mainly because that's what's gonna help pull that pelvis back into place. But this has to be loose. Those hip flexors have to be like flexible enough and have enough room to be able to like scoop your pelvis forward. Because dude, this is literally the reality. I'll post it, like I'll put a picture up of like me at my leanest, and you can actually see, guys, like in this picture I was like 6% body fat, right? Very low, but you can still see like there's this like love handle area on the back. And that just goes to show, like, guys, getting rid of the muffin top is not just as simple as burning body fat, even though it's a huge part of it. But like the reality is, if you have an anterior pelvic tilt and you're not training that, and a big way you train that is just glute training. And there's a lot of dudes who do not train their glutes because they don't want a big butt like a girl, and it's messing you up. And that literally, it'll keep your muffin top for longer. Like, you have to use that to squeeze. It pulls your pelvis forward, and it actually makes your abs pop a little bit more too. So something I think you guys do need to know, because obviously that's something that I actually struggle with, and I've always struggled with this, and it's mainly because I just don't put enough focus on trying to fix it. So that's going to change. I'm going to start really, prioritizing that with my training. Ease up a bit on the conditioning a bit, because I can get in condition within a few weeks, to be honest, if I go really hard. But I can't do that if I'm not in shape and my freaking, joints are not where they need to be, to the point where I can't even hit the bag the way I want to. So that being said, conditioning today is probably going to be, I was really thinking about doing some, honestly, some rowing would be really good. Getting back into the activity of rowing. It's just like a more hamstring dominant version of cardio, which I used to do all the time. But, when you get a desk job, man, you really want to try to avoid sitting all the time. But I think I need it. I think we're going to go ahead and get those in. But yeah, lots of different changes to the training coming up. I think you guys are going to like it. Let's start with the other leg. This is the hurt guy right here. And I say hurt, it's just, it hurts, don't get me wrong, but it's really like a tightness kind of hurt. Like, it's not sharp. You know what I mean? It's like a bruise kind of tight. And what that is, I think it's my IT band getting aggravated, or was aggravated from those those sprints I did on, 2 days ago. But this will help. These step ups are really good. Yes, they're hitting my quads, but they're also hitting those glutes pretty good. But yeah, rear leg, or we'll probably do some stiff-legged deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts later in the week.
the hamstrings and glutes. And you'd think because of the deadlift, you know, I deadlift like 600 pounds. You'd think that would, help. But I think a big part of it too is just how tight my hip flexors are. And your lower abs play a part in it too, don't get me wrong. But look, you guys have been seeing me do these hanging leg raises. They're getting hit. I'm not worried about those. But at the same time, those hanging leg raises are hitting hip flexors. So it's a complex situation. So I've really got to like buckle down on it. And I think a lot of like release work is going to be at play, especially like maybe even as like a second workout kind of thing, just doing foam rolling. I've got something at home called a psoas, really good for the psoas, which is a hip flexor. So I'm going to start digging down on it. But done with these, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the chest taken care of with some flies. We're going to do 2 sets of 25. All right, so we're going to do some low to high flies, 2 sets of 25. I was thinking, I don't know how many pull-ups I can do in a row. We could try 2 sets of 25. We could. I don't know. That's a lot. I've never tried that before. I think we're going to try that after this because I'm going to do chin-up variation because I'm going to use that to go ahead and hit the biceps because I got to go ahead and record some other stuff in here today besides this vlog. So I got to make sure I'm getting that too. And I forgot I have a body weight workout I have to do at home for more content for you guys. So we're going to get everything hit, don't worry. But I'm only going to record probably this and then that. And then I'm probably going to get whatever else on my own real quick. And then I'll see you guys in the car. Just because there's still a lot of other stuff I got to record for you guys on short form content stuff. But let's see how these goes. I'm going to keep this pretty light. Don't worry, next week we'll hammer down a little bit more on chest. But like I said, I've been kind of easing up on it just a bit. But now that we're kind of deloading on the legs, it's kind of time to get back into it. Starting next week. Next time we also do a vlog, we'll also be doing upper body. So that'll be nice. And this is what I mean right here. See how I was standing? If I can't just dump it into my back. I've got to like work on keeping my knees and toes straight, about shoulder width apart, and then squeeze my glutes, push my hips forward. I can already feel that tightness in my hip flexors, and then do the exercise. You know what I mean? Ugh. 10 more. Ugh. Ooh, that was pretty good, dude. I thought it was a little light at first. I do want to get a better angle. I wanted to go straight up and down like that, mainly just because I did like a shoulder press / chest press variation. It's like a really high incline press yesterday, and I wanted to kind of fly that out in that direction too. But I think I'm going to lean forward more, so I'm going to move you guys back. And when I get home, I got to do a body weight workout for you guys. So there's a whole extra dimension. So we're basically, I'm gonna try and do it to where like I get done doing like the conditioning. We'll do the rowing today, and then I am gonna go ahead and stretch, and then I'm gonna record that content. But the secret, if you guys are watching the vlog, is that I'm only gonna record enough for you guys to see what the workout is. It's gonna be a bodyweight workout for at-home workouts, and I'll drop my bodyweight training ebook there. But if you guys look into the description of this video, it should already be in this description. I'll try and make sure I check before I post this. But most of my, not most of it, there's a good amount of my ebooks that are in the description if you guys want to check those out. There's a lot of value there. A lot of people charge for that kind of thing. I'm not kidding. Like, don't take that for granted. That's a real, there's a lot of trainers that would charge that kind of thing. I don't charge for those. The only thing I charge for is holding you accountable, which takes a lot more of my time. So, see, I almost wanted to dump it into my back. I gotta make sure I'm squeezing those glutes, man. Oh man, it's fucking me up. Oh, 5 more, come on. Oh my God, it's supposed to be a fucking deload, man. See that? This is what I do for my clients, because a lot of my clients don't have time to be in here like I do for a few hours, you know. But they have time for 30 minutes to an hour. And sometimes I'll even have them do, a lot of the times I'll do this, I'll have them do 1 set of 50, just so we can hit that muscle group. Because my chest is pumped up, right? Now, could I get more work done with more sets done? Sure, but at the same time, you got to work your way up to that kind of thing. And there is ways I implement that, like superset training or like cardio acceleration, to where we can still do that and not like spend all that time. Like I said, you don't need hours. You just need like literally an hour a day, even an hour for your workout, full body, 3 to 5 times a week. And on the days in between, if you can do just 30 minutes of walking and then a really good diet, it's all you need. That should be the standard, but it's not. A lot of people would rather have a cupcake somewhere in there and not come to the gym at all and not do their walking at all. So anyways, I digress. I'm gonna take a big break right now because we're gonna try this. We're gonna try doing 25 pull-ups for 2 sets. We'll see what happens. Chin-ups, chin-ups. All right, I really don't know how this is gonna go. This might as well be an AMRAP. I definitely would probably not program something like this for my clients. 2 sets of 25 on pull-ups is a lot. But, you know, you never know. Could have a freak calisthenics guy come in, I don't know. But, that being said, this is definitely going to be, I don't know how this is going to go. I have no idea. So, I am going to take my hat off. Take a second to get some breath in. But, just so this is not in my way, I'm going to try and like get as high as I can too, so I can dangle my feet and not worry about like my feet at all while I'm doing this. But I'm stalling. Let's just do this. That was a little scary. How do I put this on? There we go. That was a little scary. God dang. Just because I'm so high up that it's feeling my fingers slip. I got 21, by the way. And I was going to try and go for it, even with a little kipping, but I started like barely kind of slipping off a little bit. And slipping from that height, man, that's a back buster. So be a little safer with it. Again, we're supposed to be deloading. So, anyways, I'm gonna take a good break on that one. And I'm gonna go for at least another 20. So, we'll see what happens. All right, we got this, and then honestly, I'm pretty done. I mean, like I said, I'm still gonna go ahead and hit some core real quick. I think there's some basic farmer's carries. I really need to get those. I haven't done those in a minute. Or maybe some overhead carries would be good for shoulders. We'll see, some kind of carry. Anyways, that being said, we still, like I said, I got to record some other stuff. A lot of other stuff. So I'll still be here for a little bit. And then, of course, conditioning, stretching, all the other stuff. So, anyways, let me take this off. I'm going to step my way up here with this so I don't have to use so much energy jumping. That didn't last long. Well, I got like 11 in. I guess wore myself out, man. Another thing was just the hanging bit. Like thinking about going again for another rep and then looking down and going, oh, I'm a little high up here. Anyways, I'll probably try and get another set off camera. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I still got a lot to record, so done here. I'll see y'all in the car. What up? We're done. I don't remember when the last time I pulled y'all out was, maybe an hour ago. Didn't go too crazy on the conditioning / cardio. It's really more cardio than conditioning today. Which again, that's the part that's going to be kind of taking a hit. I'm still going to make sure at least 2 or 3 times out of the week I hammer down on like some aggressive, the difference between like conditioning and cardio is just how aggressive really you're going. And so, 30 minutes of just chill, lightly going compared to like 30 minutes of like sprints, you know what I mean? So like, that's something I still got to make sure I'm getting in occasionally. But like I said, man, my body hurts right now. Really, it's that knee, which again, that's not really too bad. It's just something I'm really noticing. But my feet, man, my feet are really tender right now. And I think, I know it's from those sprints. So again, we just got to get those training again. I got to do some more like plantar fasciitis releases, which I did a few. I took a PVC pipe and rolled my foot out. If you guys haven't ever done that, try that out. That'll get you squealing, man. But I got to do that. I can't have my feet feeling like that when I'm trying to do like bag work or jump rope. It distracts me. So I got to be pretty constant with that. But yeah, just a lot of like getting some more rehab stuff back in, I did some glute raises or hip bridges. Last thing of the workout after my stretching. The fly's still in here, bro. Good Lord. It's supposed to be a hot freaking day today, man. Not looking forward to it. But we got most of what I need to get recorded done. So I'm happy about that. That always feels really good just because like recording content is, this isn't too bad for me. I'm very used to doing vlog content. So it's not as much that recording like, and I'll tell you, what the hell? This person what the hell is going on here? That dude just blocked me from even, that idiot. No, we're not doing that. I'm not getting stuck behind that fucker. Anyways, that dude just blocked us off for the fucking red light. That was ridiculous. It was green and he just didn't, I think he was looking at his phone. Idiot. Anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Anyways, yeah, we're just going to give a lot more TLC towards trying to fix that anterior pelvic tilt, man. That's a big one. Oh, when I'm recording content, I can't really just work, you know. I've got to work on the way I'm talking or my tone of voice, or, you know, especially with like the short form content. This is not a problem. This is not the same thing. But when I'm recording, man, it's not like I can just like zone in and work. I mean, to an extent I can, but it's better to have like a free floating mind. And I don't know, it weighs me down a little bit until I get that done, because as soon as I get done recording everything, I can kind of just like relax. I hate to say relax, but I can like start the editing process and stuff like that, which is not necessarily something that's not like work intensive. It's just that, like, I don't know, I don't have to like work on my tone of voice or make sure I have a lot of energy in my, like, at that exact moment, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing, is like when you're doing the short form content, I can't start the video like, are you out of shape? You need to try this exercise. Like, no, I gotta be, are you fucking out of shape? You know, I gotta bring some energy to the table. And it's mentally draining, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because naturally I'm a more introverted type of person. But don't get me wrong, I can definitely get extroverted on the fly. Just takes a little bit of extra mental energy, and I will say this, it also takes a lot more recovery for me. Like I do genuinely need like time to just like unwind. Like time not even with friends. Like time with friends is still me like using that energy up. You know what I mean? For me personally, like I know people who are like extroverted, get energy from hanging out with people, and to an extent I do at some points. But I am definitely one of those dudes who like, I would love to just spend a day in my bedroom with my PC or laptop or whatever and have movies going and just playing RuneScape all day. Like that's a dream. Like if I wanted to be lazy all day and do nothing, that's what I would be doing. Or like if I wanted to be bad and do nothing, right? It wouldn't be like, if I wanted to be off diet, it wouldn't be partying or going out or getting drinks or doing anything like that. It would be homebody, you know, straight up. But that being said, good workout. I got pretty decently sweaty. We only did like 10 minutes of rowing, and then I tried to get in a decent amount of stretching, because again, I need to prioritize getting those hip flexors stretched out. And then I think I'm going to use that psoas release thing when I get home, so that'll be nice. I definitely want that in my life. Oh, but it's gonna hurt. That thing, I don't know if y'all have ever used a Sew-Right machine. Those hurt. They will dig deep, and you gotta lay on that thing for like 3 minutes. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap the vlog up. We're just stuck at a red light, so why not just wrap it up for the day. Next time you guys see me, it's gonna be upper body focused, so we won't have to deload for that. Upper body's fine, doing just well. So we're gonna kick butt on that workout. Sorry, my brain's broken. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.